Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Celia is the only one of my girls that seems to be getting friend requests at the moment, so Celia would like to introduce you to Ishmael Aliyu, who prefers to be known as Donald Gray. "Thank you for accepting my request," he said. "How are you?" "I'm fine, thanks," said Celia. "Do I know you? Are you Donald from the psychology department?" Remember, Celia works at the university in Durham. "I'm sorry for invading your privacy," he said. "Facebook suggested you to me." "Does that mean you aren't Donald from the psychology department?" she asked. "Yes," he said. "I'm from England. This should be good. Living in Washington state, and I'm currently working offshore here in the Turkey." "Ah, okay," said Celia. "Where in England are you from?" "Swindon," he said. "I live in Durham," said Celia, carefully not telling him which country that was in. "My pleasure to have you here," he said. "How's the weather over there?" "It's been sunny and cold today," she said. "The weather here's fine," he said. "I'd love to know more about you. Are you married with kids?" "I'm a widow," said Celia. "I have an adult son who lives in Sydney in Australia with his girlfriend." "Oh, sorry for your loss," he said. "I'm a single father to a 14-year-old son." "Why are you working offshore in Turkey if you have a son to look after?" asked Celia. "My son is studying in a boarding school because I work away from home," he said. "I'm on a contract here in Turkey, and my contract expires in October. I can't wait for my contract to expire so I can be with my son and my future wife, because I feel life's too short to play with." "What do you do offshore?" asked Celia. "I work with Marathon Oil as a project manager," he said. "I'm a marine engineer. My work is basically into the repairs and maintenance of oil rig equipment, ships' engines, and also drilling supervision." "Oh, good," Celia was thinking at this point. "A scammer who's got his story together. Well, it was a good start." "Sounds complicated," said Celia. "How long have you been there?" 2 months now," he said. "I've been working as a marine engineer for 26 years now, and I love doing my job." "I work in the admissions department of Durham University," said Celia. "I've been there for 20 years. Do you travel around to different places?" "Yes, I travel around the world for work purposes," he said. "Do you have a clue of how an oil rig platform looks like?" "No, I don't," said Celia. "I've never seen one." "This is where I'm currently working right now," he said, sending her a photograph of the helipad on an oil rig. "And I'll enlarge that photo for you. Look at the writing on the helipad behind the helicopter, and then look at the writing below the helipad. I think you'll see that it says Energy Endeavour." So Celia, of course, Googled that. Remember, it's the rig that he claims he's currently on in Turkey. This is the information that Celia found for the Energy Endeavour. And look under current location. Country, nowhere. Region, nowhere. And if you look at rig contract details, it tells you that the rig has been retired. Celia didn't feel like enlightening him. He continued, "I'm going to be off Facebook due to the nature of my job, and I don't want to lose communication with you. Please give me your WhatsApp number so that we can continue communicating with WhatsApp." "I don't use WhatsApp, sorry," said Celia. "Okay," he said, "give me your email so I can communicate with the Google Hangout." And so, of course, they moved to Hangouts. Over on Hangouts, our man introduced himself. "Hello," he said. "I'm Donald, your friend from Facebook." And he sent a photograph of a man. And over on Hangouts, he was calling himself Me. "Why aren't you using a proper name?" asked Celia. "And why does your hair look like you just stuck your finger in an electric socket?" "LOL, you're funny," he said. "I just washed my hair a while ago. It's my pleasure to have you here." And then he slipped seamlessly into true scammer mode. "What are your favourite colours?" "Why?" asked Celia. "Is this some kind of survey? Are you trying to sell me something?" "No," he said. "I'm trying to get to you. I like white, blue and red." "Why do you think asking my favourite colours would get to me?" asked Celia. "I find you very attractive," he replied, having no idea what he'd just said, "and I believe getting to know each other better is the best way to start." "Okay," said Celia. "What are your hobbies?" he asked. "I like existential yoganetics and underwater running," said Celia. "What are your hobbies?" I love to read books, play Scrabble, chess, spend time with my son, with some few friends, and listen to music during my free time, he said. What kind of music do you like? Asked Celia. I like gospel, contemporary Christian, rock, jazz. I like classical choral music, said Celia, whose list of hobbies has become so wacky these days that she doesn't tell them she likes singing in her local choir. Where did you grow up? He asked. I mean, where did you spend most of your childhood? I spent all my childhood at home with my parents in Durham, said Celia. Where did you spend your childhood? And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I told you this chap had no idea, and he's about to prove it to you. I grew up in Swindon, he said. Unfortunately for me, I never had a chance to have parents, so I grew up in an orphanage here home in Swindon. There I had my high school, and luckily I won a scholarship to study in Oxford University, and I graduated as a marine engineer. Which college were you at? Asked Celia. For those of you that don't know, Oxford University, Cambridge University are made up of individual colleges. Brookfield School, he replied. Do you want to try that again? Asked Celia. No, he said. Are you sure? Asked Celia. Yes, he said. So Celia Googled Brookfield School. Brookfield School in Swindon is a primary school, which means it takes students up to the age of 11. It certainly isn't one of the Oxford University colleges. OK, said Celia, so you finished school at the age of 11. A statement that, of course, went right over our man's head. And which Oxford University did you go to? She asked. Oxford Brookes University, he replied, which is another university in Oxford. Ah, said Celia, so you didn't go to Oxford University. I went to Oxford Brookes University for a semester, he said, and I got a scholarship to study in the Oxford University. Make up your mind, said Celia, so I'll ask you again. Which college did you go to? About what? He asked. I'll ask you about which college you went to, said Celia. Which college did you go to? OK, he said. Oxford University. Yes, you said that, said Celia. Twice. Then said you went to Oxford Brookes. Which college did you go to? And which orphanage did you live at in Swindon? I stay at Oxford Brookes for a semester, he said, and graduated from Oxford University. You already said that, said Celia. Which orphanage did you live at in Swindon? 20 minutes later, having resorted to Google, a man came back and said, Princess Lodge Care Centre. Celia, of course, went back on Google. This is Princess Lodge Care Centre. It's a residential nursing home. The home, it says, offers respite and longer-term residential nursing and dementia care. It certainly isn't an orphanage or, as we would call them in the UK, a children's home. Are you busy? He asked. Just scraping myself off the floor, said Celia, after I'd finished laughing. I'll be fine soon. Without doubt, he said. Do you really believe that people find their true friends through online? I wouldn't know, said Celia. Do you? Yes, of course. I do believe that people can find their true friends online if they have faith and they're ready to understand one another. I believe people can find true friend. I do believe in true friends. I have friends that have found theirs and live very happily with them, and I've decided a while ago that I would never settle for anyone less than my true friend. I don't think I've ever had a friend who was only online, said Celia. Do you believe in love at first sight? He asked. I think I fell in love with my late husband the first time I met him, said Celia. Me too, he said. Do you believe in long-distance relationship? I have no idea, said Celia. I've never tried. Do you? Yes, I do believe in long-distance relationship, he said, because I know and have seen people who find their loved ones through distance friendship. It's always good to have something to believe in, said Celia. What do you think is the biggest mistake that men/women make in their relationships? He asked. Go on, before we get on to the next screenshot, have a guess at what Celia said. Asking stupid questions of someone they barely know, she replied. To which our man replied, yes. And lack of communication. Are you seeking for a particular age in friendship? I'm not looking for friendship, said Celia. You contacted me, remember? I don't believe that age matters in a relationship or friendship, he continued, because he had all these sentences and paragraphs to copy and paste, and nothing was going to stop him. A good relationship where two lovers understand each other, they're concerned for each other, and they respect one another. I don't think that there will be problem about... Problem about what? Asked Celia. About everything, he replied. How long have you been single? My husband died 3 years ago, said Celia. I'm sorry for your loss. I have been single ever since I lost my wife. How long ago was that? Asked Celia. 5 years ago, he said. Do you have plans to marry again? No, not really, said Celia. I'm very happy as I am. Madame Anne continued, I'm looking for a woman that will be able to listen to me, communicate her feelings to me. I would make her laugh, always, hold and comfort her in need, stand by her side, respect her, because I believe respect is reciprocal in a relationship. Passionate lover in every way, support her in every way, love her, and only her, because I hate cheating, make her smile, protect her when needed, constantly relative, and treat her right. You sound like a lovely man, said Celia. I'm really finding you interesting and very special, he said. I want you to give me a chance to be closer to you. I will not let you down or fail you. I hope you don't, said Celia. I have been lonely since the death of my wife, he said. It is not good living alone, especially with a child to be raised. This is why I'm looking for that special one to share my life with. Children needs parents to be around them, to tell them what to do, because without a mother and a father, children are suffering. Exactly, said Celia, which is why it's so wrong of you to abandon your son to boarding school and go to work in Turkey. As you said, he needs you, and he's suffering without you, so man up and do the right thing. Yes, I already planned to retire when my contract expires here on the rig, he said. I planned to invest in a profitable business and spend quality time together with my son and my future wife, because I feel life's too short to play with. Good morning, baby. I hope you slept like a queen that you are. Have a great day. Clearly queen means something different in Nigeria from what it means in the UK. He sent her a bunch of flowers, and then Google helped him out. Good morning, he said at 3:15 in the afternoon, my guiding star. Without you, I would have lost in the darkness of the universe. Celia ignored him for a few days. The yesterday in that screenshot was Saturday. And on that Saturday, he realised that there was something missing from his life. Have you eaten breakfast? It's lunchtime, said Celia. Why? Nothing, he said. What are you doing now? Crawling around the bedroom, chanting my mantras, said Celia. What are you doing now? I'm on my lunch break, he said, coming, as he did, from good strong scammer stock. Our man's thoughts inevitably turned to religion on the Sunday, and they had the usual discussion about religion. I grew up as a Christian, he said at the end of it. It's cold here, in the middle of the sea. Is it very windy? Asked Celia. Yes, he said. It must be scary, she said, if you have a storm or strong winds. The rig platform is well designed, and it's strong for waves, he said. Of course, said Celia, I realised that, but I think I wouldn't like it. I planned to retire early when my contract expires, he said, randomly. Okay, said Celia. I want to invest in a profitable business and spend quality time together with my son and my future wife, because I feel life's too short to play with. Oh, said Celia, you didn't tell me you had a fiancé. Does she know you talk to random women online? No, I don't have a fiancé, he said. I'm single. Are you sure? Asked Celia. Yes, sure, he said. Followed by, have you narrowed down your specific desires as to the type of person you want to meet? That sounds like a question from a dating questionnaire, said Celia. Would you like to try again? I'm not here to fill in forms. Why are you talking to me this way? He said. I'm only getting to know you. Well, ask a friendly question, said Celia, the way you would if you were talking to a real person, who even said I want to meet someone. And please don't copy and paste questions from a form. I do work in a university. I read forms all day. And she Googled that phrase and found a result that started with Survey question. Have you narrowed down your specific desires as to what type of person you want to meet? I can tell a survey question a mile off, said Celia. I'm asking you a question, he said. I want to know what like about the man you want to marry. Rearrange those words, you might get a sentence, folks. Who said I want to marry? Said Celia. But if I did marry again, I'd be looking for a man who can have a proper intellectual conversation, not someone who just asks random questions. OK, he said. Just that? I can't think of anything else, said Celia. I don't mind what height he is or what his shoe size is. It has to be someone I can get along with and who'll talk to me properly. But I imagine you have an exhaustive list of qualities you want in your new housekeeper, stroke nanny, stroke maid of all work, which is why you can't find a new wife. I'm choosy, he said. I'm making this video on the 18th of March. That last message from him was on the 7th of March. Celia didn't answer him and waited to see if he'd come back, but he disappeared. Good luck finding a housekeeper, mate. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.